This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout. Delighted to always be joined by Adam Smith here in Mayfair for a lovely meal we're about to have. Yeah, very, very nice. I haven't eaten yet, so yeah, I've got an empty stomach to devour in whatever food is going to be there. I suppose, how's things though, mate? We're here for a massive announcement today, and obviously for yourself, Director of Broadcasting, a big one for yourself as well for GBM.
Firstly, it's great to see you, as always. I was Saudi, or where we last bumped into each other on the circuit. Since then, I've done Newcastle with Savannah Marshall, which was quite the most bizarre thing I think I've ever been involved with Savannah with, but a phenomenal night. And now a big announcement today, a major one for us at GBM, and a really good one for DAZN too. I think we're going to be a great fit for each other. DAZN, the global home, of course, of boxing. I've known about DAZN for many years when Eddie did the deal, the big deal with them in America while he was still with us in the UK at Sky. And then, of course, he left me. It was like, as you know, like a divorce. I was very sad by that. He left us to go to DAZN, and DAZN obviously put their money into combat sports hugely, and they have a massive reach around the world in so many different territories, which is really appealing. And I think they want to bring boxing as much as possible into DAZN, into the heart of it. It's strange for me because, of course, I have been for so long a Sky guy, and Sky the biggest platform for sport in the UK, bar none, and my life for so long. But I work for Summit Sports, I work for GBM Sports now, and for me it's important that we do the best for our business, and I think this is the perfect fit for GBM. Delighted, humbled, honoured that we've got this multi-fight deal, this multi-event deal with DAZN, which is going to take us on a crackling journey, I think, and it's been a brilliant one so far. Before I joined, for Izzy and Mitch Costolo and that vision they had, and suddenly then they bring Al Siesta on board, and then it builds, and then they get TalkSport YouTube, and then Spencer Oliver's doing the commentary, and then they asked me to come and do some commentary, and suddenly it all starts rolling at a pace, and then we take it around the country to the Midlands, to London, going back to Coventry June 29th, so it's all happening at quite a pace, and we are at a level, we're nowhere near the Matchrooms, the Queensberries, the Boxers, of course we're not. The Wassermans, we've got a lot to learn, and that's one of the reasons we went out to Saudi for the 5v5 to see how the big shows are operated. I wanted Izzy and Al and I to go and see how it all worked, and obviously Al knows, he's been around it a long time, but Izzy maybe not. He's very focused on GBM, and I want him to sort of experience the bigger picture. He'll tell you he's going to be the best promoter the world's ever seen, and as he should do, but it's going to take time, and this, Lewis, is a real opportunity for us. So we can all have a nice lunch here today, but at 4 o'clock the hard work starts, and we've got to get ourselves ready for Coventry to put on a fantastic night on DAZN on our debut. We're going to have a brilliant card. The Irish are going to join us as well. I love them. Kieran Malloy, Tin and Bradley. You've got Danny Quartermain. You've got Niall Berry. You've got Scott Melvin. Great fights. You've got Hughie Fury back. Saw Peter last weekend in Newcastle. And really excited about Coventry and then what lies beyond. I think we're going to do a lot of work behind the scenes in the summer so that we crack into the autumn with DAZN in a really powerful way. It's going to be a big partnership. I really like the DAZN execs, and they've got some really good plans, and they've got some passion, and they really are invested in us. So it's a two-way street, and I think with Al Siesta and the international territories that DAZN have in Spain and Germany and France and Japan, there's some really interesting projects that we can look at outside of the UK. So it's a big day for GBM. It's a big day for Izzy, and it's a great moment, but it's only a moment. And now we're only as good as our next show, and then we'll only be as good as our last show. So we just keep going step by step, keep in our lane, respect everybody that's out there from whatever level. We just do what we can. I think we've got a great set of fighters now. I think we've got a great team, a vibrant team. I think we've got a good USP. I think we really want to help fighters. We want to make the best fights, and I think we want to bring out the next generation. If you watch the amateur show we did at Doncaster, that's really interesting, and will be really appealing for us going forward. working with the young, working with the grassroots, as well as the big fighters that are coming through that we believe that are going to go a long way in the sport. And I'm sure others will want to join and get aboard the train. The GBM train's going places, Lewis.
You was at Sky for a very long time, and for so long that they dominated, TV and dominated sports. Well, from when DAZN first came along, and when it first came along, they did hit the market aggressively. Obviously, gave Eddie a lot of money to spend within the American market, and there was a lot of the fears of oh, look at this app, this and that, and it was almost disregarded. Like, for yourself as a broadcaster and working in broadcasting, how much would you say your opinion changed from when DAZN first hit the scene as their streaming service to then being where they are now?
I didn't even know how to pronounce it. When I met Simon Denyer and Joe Markowski and the team, I really didn't even know. John Gleesher, all the great people that have been at DAZN, and I've had some fantastic conversations and time with them at DAZN. And you've got to remember that we were sort of working alongside for quite a while at Sky, until obviously they launched in the UK and then became a competitor, a rival. But I'm very impressed with the fact that they have committed so much to boxing, so much, not just in monetary terms, but in quality of fighters, of fights, of marketing, of commercial, of content, and the way they work with Matchroom Boxing. It's been brilliant, and you know how close I've been and am to Frank and Eddie and the team, and Katie, who runs the Matchroom production arm of the business and the broadcasting media arm. They work side by side with DAZN. So yeah, I've worked at Sky for a long time, but I know what DAZN can do. I'm very proud of what they've done. They're a great competitor on the market to Sky and to formerly BT, but now TNT, to Netflix and Amazon, anyone else who wants to get into combat sports. But you look at what DAZN have in combat sports and the amount of companies that are tied to them, the likes of Golden Boy and others, and they've done amazingly well, and I think they're going to want to improve and become more powerful in the months ahead. Mike Ridout has joined from IMG. He's a fantastic executive, one of the great TV executives, and I think that he'll look to really put his mark and transform DAZN even more. And change is great, and we've got this opportunity of change. TalkSport has been fantastic for us, and now it's great to see actually TalkSport here today, and we'll still love to go on the Simon and Jim show and everybody that supported us there, and it's brilliant to see for GBM that they'll keep supporting us. We want them on the radio, we want GBM on TalkSport, but we had to take this opportunity. This was DAZN. This is a global broadcaster with a huge amount of eyeballs and viewers and opportunities around the world. And we've got a multi-fight deal. This doesn't just come every day. We've got to grab it with both hands. We've worked hard to secure it. It's been great and easy to deal with DAZN. I think they are really excited about having us on board. We're certainly excited about the opportunity we've been given, and now the hard work begins, and let's get on with it.
Just a last comment from myself. I did have to ask you about your exploits in Newcastle. I did see you in the Octagon, which was, well, I suppose the smart cage is what it's called. A sort of different approach to the ring for Savannah Marshall, having a win in MMA. Did you enjoy your time in Newcastle, and something different to what you're used to, I guess?
Tell you what, Lewis, I absolutely loved it. I really did. From start to finish, the PFL team are fabulous. Really a pleasure to join the experts in the MMA world. I'm just a spectator. I work with Dan Hardy for the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather what was it? Mass event, wasn't it? A fabulous event. And Dan and I got pretty close. We worked really hard together, and I learned so much from him that week. And I said to him at the end of that, I want to commentate with you again. It was Dan, Paulie Malignaggi and myself calling the fight, and I said to Dan, we're going to work together again at some point. And to join him and the amazing team they've got at PFL, it was an absolute honour and a pleasure. So it was brilliant in every aspect. And for me to see Savannah Marshall, someone I am super close to, someone I've seen blossoming over the years from a shy, young, broken woman after the Olympics and what happened, to becoming a two-weight world champion, growing through Peter Fury and Mick Hennessy into big deals with Ben Shalom and the Clarissa Shields story. It's been wonderful, and to see her take up this challenge, and after only a a 9-month period of getting ready for a completely different world and sport, and seeing that she wanted to get on the floor. She didn't just want to win on her feet, and she did. And what do I know about MMA? I saw her in the dressing room an hour before, and I said, use the uppercuts, because I reckon they might come in straight lines. So she threw a few of those, but she had to throw quite a lot, and she had to get up off the floor. And I think what the MMA guys were so impressed with was how she dealt with that straight away, because it's a different world. It really is in that smart cage. So hats off to Savannah Marshall. I'm uber proud of her. I'm so proud of what she's done. I was very emotional, actually, and I just think it's fantastic what she's achieved, taking on a new challenge. Great to spend time with the Quote. Adore Clarissa Shields. She's bags of fun. What a communicator, what a character, what a fighter. She's going in for a heavyweight world championship, and I think a light heavyweight to add to it. She might come out of it a 5-weight world champion. I don't know if the heavyweights to try and get in the Saudi mix, but Clarissa Shields, you never know quite where she's going to go next, but back to a boxing ring. But they will fight in the smart cage, and they might find a ring again. That rivalry will continue, and it was great to see. So yeah, fantastic weekend in Newcastle, something different, and Selhurst Park this weekend is something I know, well, I'm a little bit more comfortable with anyway, the boxing world, and a great rematch. I saw Richard Riakporhe a couple of weeks ago in Loughborough. I saw Chris Smith last week, I think it was, in London. They're both up for it. They're both ready to go. Should be a great night.
Final one from myself, because I do see people eating behind us, and we're gonna miss out on the food.
Down, the sheet kebab's out. I can see Izzy tucking in, and you don't want to be away from a table too long with Izzy Asif around, because we always get nice food, which is lovely. He loves his food. It's great. So yeah, and you want to get some food. So let's.
Yeah. So just a final one from myself. Yeah, I will let you go in a minute. You've been at so many great Wembley nights. It looks like we're going to get another one on September the 21st. Anthony Joshua. Looking like it'll be Daniel Dubois, and the card, from what I'm hearing, is going to be sort of ridiculous. An exciting night for I suppose we did speak about that potential fight in Saudi last Sunday, but excited to see that, and I suppose the whole card that could come with it.
Battle of Britain, September the 21st, Wembley Stadium. I think they're going to try and break records with the audience, the crowds. I think it's great that a big fight night has come back to to London, to the we needed it, and I think Turki Al-Sheikh knew that. He's gone to America, or in August he's going to London. I think it's brilliant, and AJ Dubois is the perfect fight for it. When Daniel won, I said immediately afterwards on TalkSport, we have to have that fight. I saw them sparring many years ago. That was good fun. Dubois has coming off a great win. 2 British fighters, 2 London fighters. AJ, on a roll. Daniel now on a roll. 2 great trainers in with them. Great relationships with both. Bring it on. Hamza Shiraz, Eubank, may or may not happen, but Hamza Shiraz I'd love to see on the card. Willie Hutchinson probably going to get a big fight. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to deliver. I think he's coming over on June the 25th, which is my daughter's 18th, so I'm not sure.
I think it's been moved to June 26th, mate. You'd be happy to know. Yeah.
Has it? Okay, that's good.
England are playing on that day as
well.
well.
Yeah, they knew about Jessamy's 18th, so no. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing them over here. It's a big occasion when the Saudis come over, of course. Especially what's happening with TalkSport. Great to see that sort of development, and yeah, fantastic what they've done. 5v5 was brilliant. Let's get the American one. That's a great card, isn't it? Out in the States, and can't wait for that. And then we've got September 21st, and then November 12th, I think, and then December 21st. It just, boxing keeps giving, and fans and fighters are being rewarded, and about time.
For sure. Let's get some food, mate. So appreciate your time, mate. Top man. Thank you, Adam. Cheers.